Yes. All right, we are backstage with Hellyeah at the U.S. Cellular Center in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So tell us about the tour.
Fucking awesome. I don't know even know what else to say. It's just it's our pleasure to be a part of it, and we're very happy to be here. This is the really what I think what we're seeing is like this is the really great thing about what the internet's done to music. There are very few positive things about what the internet's done to music from an artist standpoint, but this is the positive in social media and stuff. And this is the fourth show, and off and kicking ass, and people are getting out early. I mean, actually a record here tonight in Cedar Rapids, the most people they've ever had in this building for anything, which, like I said on stage, people say metal's dead, fuck that. It's alive and well, at least in Cedar Rapids, so.
Well, I think metal's alive because of bands like you.
I hope so.
You guys are putting out great music, you're selling out arenas, you're setting records, you're out here with Five Finger Death Punch, you're kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys have a new record in the works or anything you want to promote?
We just put one out in June.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's called Blood for Blood. So I think it's the best thing that Hellyeah's done. It took a minute, a lot of people don't realize, when we started Hellyeah, I was still in Mudvayne. Greg, he's not in the band anymore, but when he was in the band, we were still doing Mudvayne together, so kind of divided our time between Hellyeah and Mudvayne, and we did Hellyeah as an experiment. None of us really knew each other. I mean, I knew Tom and stuff. I didn't really know Vinny that well. But we did it as an experiment. We just got together. We wanted to write songs that we couldn't do in Mudvayne, that Vinny couldn't have done in Pantera or Damage Plan, that Tom couldn't do in Nothing Face. It was like to kind of just that. I guess it's like being an actor, like you're Jim Carrey, you know what I mean, something like that. But you want to, you don't want to just be known as the funny guy. You want to like do a serious role. You know what I mean? So it was like, I was known for like doing extreme stuff and straight up metal, and it's just kind of like, let me put on a different hat for a while, like check out, if I can write rock songs. I've never really written rock songs before. We did it for a couple records, and kind of put Mudvayne on the back burner, and focused my attention on this. And I'm like, Vinnie Paul's one of my favorite drummers and idol, for me. So I wanted to write heavy metal songs with one of my favorite drummers. So, you don't want the train to come off the tracks, so we kind of did a slow turn, you know what I mean? Band of Brothers kind of really set up to where Blood for Blood went, and what Hellyeah's come to. So it's been a long process. It's been a difficult process. People always, I think a lot of times look at Hellyeah as the wall between me and Mudvayne or Vinny and Pantera. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like that. It's like, this is what we want to do. This is what we're doing, and we're doing it the best we can do it. You know what I mean? But we're here now. We got our footing. We know exactly what we want to do, and onward and upward, hopefully.
Well, judging from the response, you're doing a pretty damn good job of it.
Yeah.
Now, talk about your influences, and for all the other artists out there that want to be someday where you're at, what advice can you impart to them?
Stay in college. Don't do it. No, it's so tough for new bands, man. Fortunately, I started Mudvayne. It was like '99, so it was, or not started, but when I got signed, it was 1999, into '99. That the internet things and downloading and stuff was just starting to kind of fire up right then. So we were able to kind of do what older bands did, like get that grassroots following and get that, build that fan base, before everything just kind of went nutty and music's free. You know what I mean? So
it's all ticket sales.
It's really tough. I mean, thank God we still got this. You know what I mean? Hellyeah is just that. I mean, God damn, it's so hard nowadays to come up with a name. We had this big ass box that was a cabinet box, you know what I mean? And when we were doing the record, like I said, we got together. We didn't really know each other that well, so we like really got to know each other and understand each other through the process. Well, we didn't have a name, you know what I mean? So as we were recording the record and stuff, we'd come up with names and shit, and then all of a sudden it was like we get so drunk we couldn't remember them the next day. So we had this cabinet box, and we just taped a Sharpie to it on a string. And if you came up with a name, because we stood outside it, because it was in the garage, it was in Dimebag's garage, where they did Trendkill, where they did Reinventing the Steel, where they did the Damage Plan record. I mean, in that space, so it was really rad. But it was still a garage, Control room, makeshift control room they had set up in there, live room. And then we would, so we were outside a lot, because there wasn't a lot of space in the studio. And smoking and drinking and fucking, cooking out, barbecuing, you know what I mean? We're not really rock stars as being normal people, but being real fucking people, what
Right.
real people do when they're hanging out. Drink, smoke, party, barbecue, all that shit. So we taped the marker to it, and then we would write names down. I mean, stupidest shit ever, And then we, some of them were cool, and then we'd go in and we'd have somebody go in and do a search on the internet looking for the name, see if anything popped up, see if anything hit on Google or whatever, and then we'd always look at it the next day when we come in. And the next day when we came in, there was Hellyeah. It was written. It was written in my handwriting, by the way, and and it was like Hellyeah, and I was like Hellyeah. I'm like hell yeah. I mean, it's like probably one of the most common slang terms in the goddamn country. It crosses races, it crosses genres and genders and everything. Everybody says it. You know what I mean? And we looked it up, and we got one hit on it, and then we just whatever. We ended up getting the name, so it was fucking rad. But it was really it kind of live our life that way. I mean, we live Hellyeah. Most rock stars or music people live that wow kind of attitude, and that energy in a name is so important. You know what I mean? So it fit us, and it definitely fit what we were doing, and it was awesome. It was awesome to get it. But yeah, so it's kind of like I said, it was in my handwriting, but it's still kind of out there in the ether. Like, who came up with it? You know what I mean?
90% chance it was you.
I think it is 99.9% chance it was me. So I'll take the credit for it. But anyway, so yeah, you know what I mean? That's what it is.
Anything you want to say out there that have supported you and love multiple bands you've done?
Man, just this was a record tonight in this building. There's more people tonight that have ever been in this building. You know what I mean? There's 8,000 people in Cedar Rapids. 8,000 metal fans. People want to say metal's dead. Fuck that. Metal's not dead. Metal comes up, it surfaces, and it hits a little more mainstream, and then it dies back down. But you got bands like Slayer. They've been doing it for over 30 years. You know what I'm saying? It never dies. Metal's not dead. It's alive and fucking well, and it's alive and well in Cedar Rapids, that's for goddamn sure. But it's such a pleasure to be able to go out there and play in front of those people and just rabid and just having a blast. And it's such a fun, it's so awesome to be able to share that energy. I mean, the whole goal, I think, of playing music is we give them something in our music that touches them, and they give us something back that touches us with their energy, and it's just that crescendo to bedlam that you want every night. And it's an exciting thing, man. Metal saved my life, you know what I mean? And I'll never give up on it. I'll never stop believing in it. I love it. And it'd be like turning your back on metal for me would be like somebody saving me from a burning building, me being like, fuck you, thanks a lot, later. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You got to stay true to what's in your heart. And it's proof, man. It's out there, and people believe, and it's awesome, and it doesn't matter, man. If something touches you, run with it. Ride with us, man.
Now, what's it like on stage, and there's 8,000 or 800 people out there screaming for you, knowing every word to the song you wrote, and just chanting along, and in that vibe? Is it like having sex with 6,000 women, or what?
I don't know. I don't know if there's 6,000 women at a rock show, but mostly dudes. But no, it's nothing like sex.
All right, I think we're about.
It's fucking awesome. I mean, it's fucking awesome to be able to look out there. And the best thing about this is that we aren't the band that people are coming to see. You know what I mean? People definitely know who we are. There's no doubt about that. But Five Finger and Volbeat, they're the headliners, and they welcome us brought us out to let us share in their energy and their show and borrow their fans, and you know what I mean. So it's a real thank you from Hellyeah to Nothing More. Exciting young band. It's awesome kids. really cool dudes, and you know, I see that hunger in them that, you know, I still have, you know, and I've had for 15 years. It's awesome. But a big thank you to Volbeat and Five Finger Death Punch and their crews are amazing. I mean, our crew is our family, and it's awesome. It's great to be here, and I just want to say thanks to those guys, and thanks for everybody out there that's watching this. Keep coming to metal shows, keep listening to metal, and stay real. Ride with us.
By the way, I think a lot of these people came out tonight to see you too. Trust me on that.
Okay.
You're watching Timstv, and we want to say thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again on tour.
I look forward to being back, man.
Thanks. Out on stage, and there's 8,000 or 800 people out there screaming for you, knowing every word to the song you wrote, and just chanting along and in that vibe. Is it like having sex with 6,000 women or what?
I don't know. I don't know if there's 6,000 women at a rock show, but mostly dudes. But no, it's nothing like sex.
All right, I think we're about.
It's fucking awesome. I mean, it's fucking awesome to be able to look out there. And the best thing about this is that we aren't the band that people are coming to see. You know what I mean? People definitely know who we are. There's no doubt about that. But you know, Five Finger and Volbeat, they're the headliners, and they welcome us brought us out to let us share in their energy and their show and borrow their fans, and you know what I mean. So it's a real thank you from Hellyeah to Nothing More. Exciting young band. It's awesome kids, really cool dudes, and you know, I see that hunger in them that, you know, I still have, you know, and I've had for 15 years. It's awesome. But a big thank you to Volbeat and Five Finger Death Punch and their crews are amazing. I mean, our crew is our family, and it's awesome. It's great to be here, and I just want to say thanks to those guys, and thanks for everybody out there that's watching this. Keep coming to metal shows, keep listening to metal, and stay real. Ride with us.
By the way, I think a lot of these people came out tonight to see you too. Trust me on that.
Okay.
You're watching Timstv, and we want to say thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again on tour.
I look forward to being back, man.
Thanks.